problems on your homework look like? So the example we just barely did was I had an equation and we answered a bunch of questions. This time, instead of an equation, you're given a graph and you're going to answer questions. Okay? So you're actually doing both of these problems today. So let's just kind of talk through a few of them together. If it says find f of 0, what does that mean you're going to do? There's no equation to plug anything into. All you have is a graph. No plugging. What does the number in the parentheses mean? X. What does the number you're finding when you're finding f of 0 mean? You're finding the y value. So we look at where x equals 0 and we look at the graph and find the y value. So what's the answer? 3. Or f of -6. What are we going to do? Go to where x equals -6, find the y value, -3. Here's some questions we haven't addressed, positive or negative. Let's do f of 3. Is f of 3 positive or negative? Well, the x value is negative, but is the y value going to be positive or negative? So we look at f of 3, so we look at where the x value is 3. What's the y value when the x value is 3? It is up here above the x-axis, therefore the answer is positive. This one looks a little crazy. For what values of x is the y value greater than 0? What does that look like on a graph, the y value greater than 0? Above the x-axis. Now, of course, I didn't read it right. I said y is greater than 0, but doesn't f of x just mean y? Yeah. So for what values of x is y greater than 0? Where does the graph cross the axis and go up positive instead of down here negative? At -3. So from -3 all the way until what x value? Until the x value 5. Oh, 6, that is a 6, sorry. Until the x value 6, all the way from here to here, isn't that y value positive? Yeah. Is it positive at -3? No, because it's 0. Is it positive at 6? No, because it's 0. So you answer this question by doing an open interval with parentheses. From -3 to 6 is where it's greater than 0. Okay, domain, we practiced that today. Notice how there's no arrows at the end, so domain starts there and ends there. Range starts at this y value and ends at that top y value there. Ooh, here's some tricky ones. You can do intercepts, right? You can handle intercepts, looking at where they cross. Okay. K or L. How often does the line y equals 1/2 intersect the graph? Well, where would the line y equals 1/2 even be located? It's a horizontal line right there, y equals 1/2, right between 0 and 1. How many times does that line intersect the graph? 3 times. So that answer is simply 3. Oh, and here's some of the backwards kinds. For what value of x does f of x equal 3? So we're finding the x value, and we're saying this time that the y value equals 3. So look at the graph here. Where does the y value equal 3? There's one right there. Is there any other places where the y value equals 3? Here. So what are the x values where y might equal 3? 0 and 4. Oh, you probably better not put it in parentheses or it'll make it look like interval notation. So it's just there's 2 separate answers, 0 and 4. Do you get the general idea? Oh, and it does ask you some symmetry here. So we have practiced symmetry before. So you're just practicing it a little bit more. Symmetry to the x-axis, the y-axis, or the origin. Can you handle that? We've done symmetry before, right? So it'll just kind of be a little review. Any questions?